Hey, what is up, guys? You are live with Mr. Boilermaker 5. So I know it's been a while since the last time I posted any videos, and I'm really sorry about that, but I have been really busy with school, show choir, and volleyball. So, yeah, it's like, I know I've been trying to get videos up every week, but that has not happened, and I sincerely apologize that I missed last week. And I know there was a lot going on, and the real reason is I've kind of lost interest in Call of Duty at the moment, because Call of Duty Ghosts just is not fun anymore. Once Advanced Warfare comes out, you can expect tons of new gameplay. But until then, I'm really not sure if I'll be posting as much or really any Call of Duty Ghost gameplay, and I really do apologize for any of you that are mainly just here for Call of Duty Ghost. However, my channel is taking a new direction, and I'm personally very interested in technology, all the new mobile phones, tablets, laptops, convertibles, desktops, anything really. And that's what I really want to start talking about on my channel. So for the first review, I would say, and as I like to call these tech talks, I will be reviewing the Apple iPhone 6 Plus, which was recently announced last week. So the reason I didn't post this last week was I wanted everyone to kind of form their own opinions first, and instead of just saying, "Oh, it's the next big thing." Wait, that's Samsung. It's not the best next big thing, but it's not like because as you know, a lot of Apple fanboys are all like, "Oh, it's the new iPhone. It's the best phone out there," and that's not always the case. And you should know this about me. I am personally not a big Apple fan. I had the iPhone 5S for a week before returning it, even though I will say it was a good phone, but the screen was just too small for my liking. That's why I'm reviewing the iPhone 6 Plus though, because it made some big changes. So to start off, it is a 6.22 by 3.06 by 0.28 inches, and it weighs a grand total of 6.07 ounces, which is a lot more than we have seen previously on iPhones, even though when you think about it, it's it's really not going to be it's not going to be like a giant dumbbell in your pocket. Personally think it'll be just fine, even though I know a lot of people are complaining about how much it weighs, but personally it is not going to be a problem. So I just wanted to get all your worries out there. And then it still has its fingerprint sensor, Touch ID, which I will say, using from experience, that does work very well. Many people have said they've experienced problems. I experienced none of that in the 2 weeks I had my iPhone 5S, although it sometimes took a little longer than other times, but most of the time it was perfectly fast, and I really liked it. Because personally, I don't have a password on my phone now, and because I think passwords just take too much time. But if I could just put my finger there, yes, it works. I wouldn't say amazing, but it works well. It's a good addition to the phone. So next, it has finally, we have a full HD screen from Apple. That's right, 1080 by 1920. This is, well, 1920 by 1080, whichever way you want to say it. I'm really happy. This is amazing. And also, going off of that, finally, the screen has been moved from 4 inches, which was way too small, and that is the reason I've returned my 5S, for just the pure fact that the screen was too small. The 6 Plus moves to 5.5 inches, which that's not big. I mean, that's like, it is big, but it's just the normal size of a phablet. Like the Galaxy Note series, those are all around 5.5 inches. Even the Samsung Galaxy S5, which is considered just the normal flagship, is reaching a 5.2-inch screen. So I don't really think it's going to be too big that it's 5.5 inches. I actually think that's awesome, and if I was not under contract this year, I would be getting, if I had to get a phablet, I would pick the 6 Plus. Even though the Galaxy Note Edge looks freaking awesome, but that'll be in another review. So there we go. That's the screen. I mean, that's one of my favorite parts of the phone. But now to memory. They did something a little weird here. Personally, I usually get the 32 gigabyte versions of a phone. That is not an option with the 6 Plus. You can get a 16 gigabyte, a 64 gigabyte, and a 128 gigabyte. personally, I wish they would have just gotten rid of the 16 and got the 32, because I mean, no one would have complained, because I think everyone would rather have a 32 gigabyte phone than a 16, because 16 is almost just not enough room for 2 years. For 1 year, yeah, totally, I think that's okay. But when you have apps that are reaching 2 gigabytes in size, 16 gigabytes is not enough room. And also, the phone only has 1 gigabyte of RAM. And that's not good considering we're seeing other phones, for example, the Galaxy Note, again, reach 3 gigabytes. We will not be able to have too many processes running with only 1 gigabyte of RAM. We will run out. And I mean that in my tablet, my Asus Infinity tablet, which is almost 2 years old. It's really laggy, so I can't really use it as much anymore. But it only had 1 gigabyte of RAM, and it did not work well. And then another new feature that Apple has finally added, even though it has been around for a while, is NFC. However, this is not the full NFC that we've been seeing from other phones. It only works with Apple Pay. That means you can scan your wallet or touch the back of it, and that works fine. But it will not work phone to phone sharing pictures like as seen in the Galaxies and the Nokia Lumias. Now the camera, it has a brand new camera, or at least that's what they say. However, it once again only stays at 8 megapixels. I don't know why they have not brought that up, but they haven't. When we're seeing phones with 41 megapixels from the Lumia 1020, and that camera is epic. I mean, the whole phone was built around the camera, and that's why, but I mean, the camera's epic, and I think that most phones around 15 megapixels are great. 13 to 15, that's good for a phone. I think 8 is now lacking, and I hope Apple fixes that with the 6S and the 6 Plus X. I mean 6 Plus S. And then it still keeps its dual LED flash, which is actually a good feature. I did enjoy that with my 5S. Now, the camera for video, it does the full 1080p 60 FPS, so that is great. But now let's talk about the front-facing camera. It has 1.2 megapixels, so I know we were hoping for 2 megapixels. I was hoping for 2, because that would be really good for a front-facing camera. But we do not have that. We are stuck with the 1.2, and that only goes up to 720p at 30 FPS. Now this will ship out with iOS 8, which actually it's not going to be the feature. It's not going to be the looks are not changed from iOS 7. It's just kind of some of the features. Which this isn't an iOS 8 review, so I'm not going to go into big details with that. I'll do that once I get some time, like some hands-on with iOS 8. Once my sister gets that on her 5S. It has the Apple A8 chip, which is just another number up. It's just going to be faster. I mean, and it ships with the dual-core 1.4 gigahertz CPU. And then everything else is really just the same. It still has the GPS, of course. And the battery, it's saying that talk time, it should be up to 24 hours. And standby would be 384 hours. So we don't really know. That in no way is confirmed yet. And I'm guessing it'll just be around the same battery life as other iPhones have received, which in that case I would definitely suggest buying a portable battery charger. Like a portable charger, I have one that works great with my Moto X, which has a longer battery life than an iPhone. So I would really say it's a useful feature for anybody with an iPhone. Not a useful feature, a useful purchase for any iPhone user to get is just buy a portable charger, because that'll really extend your battery life. I mean, that's really all I have to say about the Apple iPhone 6 Plus. I am actually really excited for this phone. I cannot get it this year because I'm under contract. But if I were not under contract, this and the Galaxy Note Edge are what I'd be looking at. So I'm going to thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this first of hopefully many to come Tech Talks. And please leave a like, comment, and smack that subscribe button. I mean, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more to come, Do it. It doesn't cost money. It's free. And free is always better. This is Mr. Boilermaker 5, signing off.